Greetings, Mega Man fans, and welcome back to the Mega Man 42 LPA. In this episode, we'll be taking on Wily 3. A quick note before I begin, I'd like to point out that this stage, as well as the next one, has one of my, this stage has one of my favorite themes in the entire game, bar none. I actually really like the Wily theme here. Really, I do. It's easily one of my favorite songs in the game. Anyway, without further ado, let's take the left path. There's really, there's very little actual functional difference between the two paths. In the end, there's only like one moment of difference. Otherwise, as you can see, you're still dealing with the same enemies, and they're still incredibly easy to dispatch. The main difference is if you go on the right path, you have to deal with that sleep met. Whereas on the left path, you can let sleeping mets lie. And more spike decoration. I feel like that section would have been like a false ground spot, but it wasn't. And this room used to be the single most evil room in the entire game, with jumps that were incredibly irritating, as Shinryu could show. But, you know, it's nowhere near as nasty now because fixed jump physics. Woo! And then suddenly enemies on parade. Pretty much. Great, I wanted to go to the, Oh dear. This is not looking terribly good. There. That enemy is dealt with. Yeah. Taking the top path back there is your best option. Taking the bottom path, or lower, that can lead to some incredibly tricky dodges. And this next section, you really ought to just use master weapons here. Like, you really should. It is not impossible to do Buster only. In fact, I do know someone who was crazy enough to Buster only this section with Mega Man. It actually was a streamer, Max from Game Squad. I'll have a link to his channel. But he was actually crazy enough to do that section back there, Buster only. And he pulled it off. I don't know if he has archived footage of the feat, but I assure you, I was stunned that he managed it. It's completely impossible to do without taking any damage, I think. But it can be done Buster only. It's just really freaking frustrating. That being said, besides that one really tricky section, complete with that remarkably interesting bottom path, the rest of this stage feels like a bunch of dead air and simple stuff. The sleep mets are almost less annoying than they were in Sandman's stage. Likewise, the propeller eggs aren't much of a threat. And then otherwise, this place is mostly dead air. There's really not much to it. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, Madman is about to be topped. Meet Doppelganger, the single most irritating boss fight in the game. Doppelganger runs back and forth, jumping occasionally, and has access to every single attacks from all 8 Robot Masters. To put it simply, this gets annoying fast. To be specific, he has the Color Glob, He has Sandman's sand spray attack from when he's standing in the middle. He has Radiation Ray, Insane Cannon. He has Missile Man's double missile attack. He has Brain Man's homing laser, which is still basically undodgeable. He has Sky Man's lightning bolt. The homing one, not the lightning storm. And he has Paper Slash. He's also completely immune to every single weapon in the game besides the Buster. Couple that with his entirely random behavior, and literally the best strategy for dealing with him is to stand in this left corner and pray. I am not kidding. This fight is completely dumb. And I don't like it. It's a little easier to deal with than Madman sometimes, since he isn't as aggressive. But in exchange, just... I'm honestly not sure which is worse, Doppelganger or Madman. You know what? You guys take your pick. They're both completely random. While Madman is far more aggressive, Doppelganger has a lot less of it. Doppelganger has far more abilities. So, you guys pick. Who's nastier? Doppelganger or Madman? Also, that Yasichi there was much appreciated. Anyway, with that, that's the end of this episode. And I never want to fight Doppelganger again. Ever. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you for the next episode, where we take on the 4th Wily stage. But, until then, goodbye!